The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by AT&T, your world delivered. By Chevy, an American revolution. By Lowe's, for all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, let's build something together. And by State Farm, where great coverage meets great rates.
Getting ready to go back to green. Listen to this Jeff Gordon audio.
Oh, look at this radar. Trying to give you some info. I think the radar says we just got to go. We got to go like this is the last run, and if it's not, that's fine, but just do what you do, bud.
Green flag. 132 down. 68 to go.
I think we need to do a good job here of explaining how Elliott Sadler in the 19 car and Reed Sorensen, his teammate in that 43 red McDonald's car, got the lead. It was the perfect storm. When that caution came out on lap 118, the fifth caution, they were on pit road for green flag stops. And when the caution came out, the field slowed down enough, they were able to beat the field back off of pit road. They didn't have to come back in, so they were leading the race. It was the perfect storm.
What Steve Letarte is trying to tell Jeff Gordon is don't worry about that tire. We have got to go now because it may not go that far.
All right, this could be the last green flag run if those few raindrops we had a bit ago intensify. So Elliott Sadler, who's been strong in the 500, was runner-up here in 2002, leads this race as we find out what happened from one of the drivers that triggered that big crash. Matt?
Mike, Brian Vickers has had an opportunity to see two different angles of the incident. So what is your take now?
I had the best angle the first time. I really hated for the Red Bull guys. We had a good car all day. We're all racing for the lucky dog there, and my goal is to keep Junior behind me. And I went to block him. I beat him to the yellow line, and then he just turned us. He hit me the first time on the way down there, which is fine. We all do that. And then when he came back up, he just hooked me in the left rear. And typically NASCAR penalizes. I think the 38 was penalized 5 laps yesterday for doing the same thing. I guess they're not going to penalize him for it, but it's kind of sad. To wreck somebody intentionally like that in front of the entire field is really kind of dangerous. That's my biggest problem with it. But apparently he wanted a caution pretty bad.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, thanks.
Vickers out of the race, along with Kyle Busch, Jamie McMurray, from that incident.
Well, there's 3 sides to every story. We know that. There's Brian's, there's Dale Jr.'s, and then there's all those people at home that can make up their own mind.
Elliott Sadler, top 11, including 4 top 10s in the last 5 Daytona 500s.
And the truth falls in there every now and then.
Now, right now, we actually have 30 cars on the lead lap. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88 car on the inside, is the first car lap down. Ryan Newman in the 39 right behind him is still 2 laps down. But Richard Petty Motorsports right now with Elliott Sadler, Reed Sorensen, and A.J. Allmendinger in the 44 car back in 5th. 3 cars in the top 5 right now.
This sport went through a lot of contraction over the winters with teams merging to keep from going out of business. About 1,000 racing related jobs lost up in Iredell and Cabarrus counties of North Carolina. But from that, Jeremy Mayfield and Tommy Baldwin have put together race teams and made the Daytona 500. That white 36 is Baldwin's car. Scott Riggs at the wheel. They've been on the lead lap all day. They're currently 19th. And for a team that has operated out of a borrowed shop for the last 30 days with mostly volunteer unpaid help, this is one heck of a ride in the 500.
It is a great ride, and there's a car, 2 cars in front of him, Regan Smith in that 78 car. That team's going to run a limited schedule out of Denver, Colorado. He's still on the lead lap, up in the top 15. Great run for our 2008 Robestas Rookie of the Year.
Well, the way this thing's unfolded, it's pretty easy to stay on the lead lap, and a lot of cars have been able to do that.
Now, what's going to be interesting is we have a battle right here between Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88, Jimmy Johnson, his teammate in the 48. Both those cars a lap down, both of them fighting for the free pass.
Tony Stewart back up in the mix behind the 2 Petty cars. Sorensen 43, Allmendinger 44. Krista.
Yeah, Tony's still hanging in, especially after that rough week as his first race as an owner-driver. But he has said that when he is at the racetrack, when he arrives Thursday night or Fridays, he is the driver. He is a driver while he's at the track 3 days a week. He doesn't have to be an owner.
Crash out of turn 2. Paul Menard hits the wall hard. And that wreck actually started about 10 cars in front of Menard. A black and yellow car, may have been Jeff Burton, got into the wall in 2. And everybody backed up from there. Let's start this going off into turn 1.
You see a car, I think it's,
there's Menard.
There's Menard, but it's, I think the car that got in trouble is Burton right here. I think he goes up and almost, yeah, see, he gets into the 78. They make contact. You see parts flying off of the back of Burton's car there. The 31, and
Menard's a victim.
Just tried to get by and didn't quite make it.
But you're right, Mike. It all started way back in the middle of turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Burton just started up the hill, and 78 Regan Smith's there. They make contact. 77 00. But here comes Menard.
Regan Smith came down on Menard just a little bit, trying to dodge Jeff Burton in the 31.
And actually turned Menard to the right. These guys should not, crew chief should not mention that rain might be on the way.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
The free pass on this caution, Dale Earnhardt Jr.